Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. We're going to be talking a little bit in regards to our graduate certificate in substance abuse disorders. We're going to first start with what you need to pull together in regards to your application process. So first of all, file the application, of course. But second, we'll want your bachelor degree from a regionally accredited institution. So make sure you're releasing those official transcripts to us. Followed by your essay. Make sure you're hitting approximately 4 pages in regards to that. Letters of recommendation, 3 letters specific, copy of your resume, and any of your current licensure pieces, we'll want a copy of those as well, and we'll add those all together in regards to your process. Followed by, I wanted to share with you a little bit about the current makeup of some of the students that are coming into our degree program. I would say about half are ones that hold their full master's degree already and have actually found that this substance abuse component was a little bit lacking in that area, and so they're adding this in as a supplemental piece to strengthen themselves. The others are just completing their undergraduate bachelor degrees, and they're choosing to add this in advance of going into their master's degree program. So it really is a good variety of students that you'll encounter within our program that are going after these in a couple of different pathways and directions.
Hi, I'm Kim Lane. I'm part of the faculty in the Graduate Certificate of Substance Use Disorder. I want to talk to you about the sequencing of courses. So we have 6 courses, and they all start with 500. So 501, 502, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So do want to tell you that we tend to mix, if you take 2 courses per semester, which is 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring, and 2 in the summer, which is our year-long program. However, you can start in January as well. But I wanted to start with our first 2 courses. So 501 is a history and perspective course of substance use disorder. Some graduate programs offer that, and if your graduate program did, then we can look at transferring that in. The second course is psychopharmacology, which is very heavy, a lot of heavy material. So we mix a heavy material course with one that's a little lighter. And then we move into 503, which is your first counseling course, which is a lot of the theory, evidence-based practices, assessment, screening, and so forth. And then we move into 504, which is substance use disorder working with families, or however loosely defined families. And then we move into 505, which is a sequence course to the 503, which is your second counseling course, but it's heavy in application. So the 506 course is the course that includes the professional and administration that is required by NEDIC. So part of that course is 40 hours of training to be a certified clinical supervisor, so that you can supervise people in licensure that is beginning, like the certified alcohol and drug counselor. They require 40 hours of supervision by a CCS, and that gives you that certification. Most states have 3 levels of licensure for substance use disorder counseling. And it is not required master's degree, but it does require a bachelor's degree. The first level is at a high school level, and it's called, well, in Maine, it's called a residential specialist. So, and the certification of alcohol and drug counseling, which is the second level, in Maine requires an associate's degree. If you are from another state, make sure you do the research on what is required for that licensure. The third level is a independently licensed clinician, which is in Maine, it's called the licensed alcohol and drug counselor. So that level there is an independent license. It does require associate's degree and training. But all of the courses that we're teaching in the graduate course is about increasing competency. It's more than just having a license. It's being competent to work with a vulnerable population and families and people associated with that.
So let's talk a little bit in regards to financial aspects for students in regards to this program. First off, I will absolutely still encourage you to please go file your FAFSA application. If you have not done that already, that would be probably close to the top of my to-do list for any of you. followed by, I want you to know that the price tag in regards to this program is not too different in regards to our in-state resident students compared to our out-of-state students. So for tuition rates, $432 is this current year's tuition rate for an in-state student, and $554 for an out-of-state student. So not too much of a dramatic increase for our out-of-state students. I also like to make sure that you understand that this entire program can be done 100% online for our students all the way through. And then I also wanted to bring up for our other Maine system students that may be taking advantage of degrees or programs at some of our other University of Maine system college campuses, you can simultaneously be involved in our program while working on your programs there.
So I want to share with you some frequently asked questions. So one of the options is to take one course a semester or two. Two obviously will get you to the end much quicker, but you can take one. The only two sequence courses that I would recommend is 503 is the first counseling course and 505 being the second counseling course. But I do want to share with you lots of questions around assignments. The assignments, 90% of them are not tests. They're application assignments. You'll read material and then you will apply it to a situation. And often students will use situations that they're going through in their practice. So it's a way to integrate education and skills into what you're doing every day.
So the last few frequently asked questions we'd like to share with you involve one particular word, residency, that sometimes gets misinterpreted in the process with our college. So it does not refer to you physically attending in any way in the state of Maine or at our college. Residency is stating that a certain amount of credit hours need to be completed with our coursework through our college. So that's all that it is referring to. It's not referring to you physically, although if you do want to physically come, we're totally fine if you would like to come visit and hang out with us for some of your classes, but not required. The last I wanted to bring up that is a new change for us right now is that we are allowing two different entry points for application into the program. Our traditional September start point for our fall semester, and we've now expanded out and allowed students to come in during our January spring semester as well. So feel free to reach out. We're glad to help with any questions that we may not have answered in our video here right now for you. Other than that, you'll know your to-do list in regards to your application, documentation you need to get to us, and we are glad to help in regards to any questions that come up on the financial aspects of our program. Thank you for joining us.